Assalamu alaikum. Dear students, I hope you are all safe and sound at your homes and enjoying a good health. Let's start our third term syllabus from chapter number 11, Snakes on the Loose. In this chapter, snakes have escaped and roaming freely and potentially posing a threat to people or animals. First of all, here we have words to know. The first word is abundant, some place which has stopped being used. Abate, to reduce in amount or degree. Allay, to relieve, calm. Breeding, the process of reproduction. Decimated, killed, or destroyed to a large extent. Feat, a notable act or deed, an act of skill. Havoc, widespread destruction. Illicit, illegal. Irony, lack of agreement between what might be expected and what actually occurs. Lashes, strikes with force. Lucrative, producing a profit. Rapper, one who performs rap. Stunt, a feat involving skill and daring. Tourniquet, a tight bandage to temporarily stop in the flow of blood. Tragedy, an event resulting in great misfortune. Wall Street, a street in New York where the stock exchange and major banks. Have you ever wondered whether an important world event took place on the very day you were born? You may find that on your birthday, another famous person was born not in the same year, but on the same date. In the same month, you may find that it was the first time somebody performed some spectacular feat, a new invention or discovery was made, or perhaps a tragedy, such as an incident occurred whether an important world event took place on the very day you were born. You may find that on your birthday, another famous person was born not in the same year, but on the same date. In the same month, you may find that it was the first time somebody performed some spectacular feat, a new invention or discovery was made, or perhaps a tragedy, such as an incident occurred such as an accident occurred which killed many people. If we take any date at random, we can look back through old newspapers or make a search on the internet and find that many notable events took place on that particular day. Let us take a date 16th September for example and find out what happened around the world on that day in history. Here are some events that have taken place on 16th September 1736. Daniel Gabriel Fahrenheit, Dutch German Polish physicist, inventor, and scientific instrument maker who invented the thermometer and the Fahrenheit scale, dies at 50. 1810, the Maxian 1810, 1810, the Mexican War of Independence begins. 1920, a bomb on Wall Street kills 38 people. 1948, Star's moon, Hyperion, is discovered. 1951, a stunt plane crashes in the USA, killing 19 people. 1963, the Beatles' song She Loves You is released in the USA. 1964, the James Bond film Goldfinger is released. 1975, Papua New Guinea gains its independence from Australia. 1977, opera singer Maria Callas dies, aged 53. 1977, opera singer Maria Callas dies, aged 53. 1978, Leon Spinks loses the WBA heavyweight title to Muhammad Ali, world champion, for the third time. 1978, an earthquake kills 26,000 people in Iran. 1986, a major fire in a gold mine in South Africa kills 175 miners. 1988, Javed Miandad mandate complete. 1988, Javed Miandad completes 211, his fifth Test cricket double with Australia. 2004, after Jamaica, Grenada and Cuba, Hurricane Ivan lashes the Gulf Coast of the USA, killing 45. Plane. 2007, a plane crash in Thailand causes 19 deaths. 2009, US rapper Jay-Z becomes the solo artist with the most number one records, overtaking Elvis Presley. So, what happened on 16 September 2010? Nothing much, but then a story started appearing on the internet news sites, and it was about snakes. Not just any snakes, but cobras. The deadliest of them all. It could be that the actual event occurred a day or so before the 16th, but the press all over the world became interested, and after the first report appeared, other sites picked up the story. This is how some internet news sites reported what happened. Report 1, 160 deadly cobras escape in China. In southwestern China, more than 160 deadly cobras escaped from an illegal breeding laboratory in early September, government officials said. No one has been injured, and the breeder and a team of snake professionals have since rounded up all but 5 or 6 of the snakes in the village of Shijiao, said a county official identified only as Mr. Yan. The snakes didn't do much harm or cost the government much money, and they cost a lot to raise, so the government is giving the breeder a break, no fine, no arrest. Just transfer the cobras to a legal breeding laboratory in Guangxi, in southern China, the government told Zhejiang. Report 2, 160 cobras escaped from an illegal lab in China. Escaped cobras from an illegal breeding laboratory have been terrorizing residents of a southwestern Chinese town Around 160 of the highly venomous snakes have been accidentally released in Shijiao Township in the Chongqing municipality, according to AFP. The other day, Zhang Arfin had just gone into the toilet when we heard a loud scream and she came running out after seeing a cobra inside. AFP reported, quoting information Times, a Chinese newspaper. The cobras have been found in outdoor toilets, in people's kitchens, and on the streets. A man named Chai Hyong admitted to Regaim officials that he had been breeding around 1900 cobras in an abandoned schoolhouse. Most of the 160 cobras have been killed or captured, but 5 or 6 are still on the loose. CNN reports that no one was injured in the scare and the breeder will not be arrested, penalized, or fined for the mishap. In Report 3, 160 deadly cobras escaped in China. More than 160 cobras escaped from an illegal breeding laboratory in early September. Government officials said some of the deadly cobras ended up in people's toilets, kitchens, and roads in southwestern China. According to a county official named Mr. Yan, no one had been injured. Mr. Yan said the breeder and a team of snake professionals have since rounded up all but 5 or 6 of the snakes in the village of Shijiao. Since the snakes didn't do much harm or cost the government much money and they cost a lot to raise, the government has decided to give the breeders a break. They have no fine and will not be arrested. They were just ordered to transfer them to a legal breeding laboratory in Guangxi in southern China. However, frightened villagers might not be as forgiving as the government. Some of them suggest that government officials had to convene them in order to teach them how to avoid being bitten and how to treat a wound if bitten. How to treat a wound if bitten. Stay calm because boosting your heart rate will spread the venom more rapidly. Apply a tourniquet. Get a shot of antivenom as soon as possible. In Report 4, 160 escaped cobras incite terror in China. Like something out of a bad horror movie, some 160 cobras have escaped from an illegal breeding factory in Shijiao Township in the municipality of Chongqing in southwest China, terrorizing residents who have been spotted them in outdoor toilets, on the streets, and in kitchens. Since they escaped earlier this month, most of them have either been caught or killed, but there remain about a half dozen snakes that are unaccounted for. Another villager, Chayong, admitted to the illegal breeding of some 1900 cobras in an abandoned schoolhouse, but no charges were filed against him. While the rising demand for cobra meat and traditional medicines made from the venom has decimated the snake population, In China, illegal breeding of these deadly serpents is a lucrative source of income, tempting many to carry illicit operations. Large doses of antivenom have been sent to the township, but that does little to allay the fear of the villagers, which is not likely to abate until the very last cobra is either captured or killed. And here's lovely thought. What if some of these snakes had babies? Sleep well. Dear reader, what do you think about this? So students, here is a task for you. Write down your views. Which news report do you find most interesting and which is the least interesting? Also write your views in your notebooks. Now we have done our reading and if you have any difficulty feel free to ask and take care of yourself. Allah